What's going on, guys? Josh here with the Alpha and Omega Survival School. Today, we're going to take a look at my Altoids Survival Kit version 2. Stick around. Alright guys, so I just posted and uploaded my video on Altoids Survival Tin version 1, and of course at the time I wasn't planning on there being any other versions, but of course right after I did the video I was kind of tinkering around and looking at some other ideas for the Altoids kit, and I had watched a video by FrogTax Gear Sanctuary, and I loved some of his ideas, and I took a couple of his ideas, threw in some of my other ideas, and created a whole new version. And I actually like this version better than the one I posted, which went up yesterday. And now it's important to remember that with these kits, no two should be alike. They should they should be geared towards your location, and they should contain things that actually help you survive. So if you go online and see someone with a kit and say, I'm going to make that exact same kit, then it becomes fabricated, like the stuff they sell in the stores. It's one basic kit, and it may or may not meet all of your needs. So with that being said, I'm going to show a couple of things I took out. This was the original tin that I used in the video yesterday, and I'm going to show a few of the things I took out. Now, of course, there might be a few gasps or whatever, but I'll tell you why when I get there. So I took out the box of single edge razor blades. I took out the floss. I took out the threads that came with the sewing kit. Now I kept the needle in there, but I took the threads out. There's some cotton balls that weren't in there originally. I put those in here just to keep them for next time. This is a straw with cotton in it, an extra straw. I have another one in the other kit, but this one, for an emergency, one is fine. There's plenty of cotton in these little straws. I took out the zip ties. Here's the rubber bands, since I don't need them to hold it together anymore. I took out the hot glue. You'll see why. Took out the pocket knife, and I must say that this is a lot lighter, not because there's less in it, but because there's less bulk. Now, I always carry a knife on me, so losing the pocket knife isn't that big of a deal. I took out the paper clips. I took out the nails. And I took out the charcoal. Okay? So, that seems like a lot. But I switched it out for things that were just as useful and took up less space and less weight. And the thing to remember with these is that there's very limited space. Okay? Obviously. And it gets to a point where you don't want to take things. I didn't want to take any of that stuff out. But to better your chances, you have as much as possible in here, as much as possible, while maintaining lightweight and maintaining usefulness. So I added things in and I took some out. I believe, personally, I made this kit better by taking out the stuff that I did, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to go ahead and first start off with the tape around the edge here. This is electrical tape. This is one of FrogTac's things that he did. I like this. Kind of makes the kit water resistant. I always hesitate to say waterproof because, of course, in almost any situation, almost nothing is waterproof, but this can better your chances were this to get wet instead of having the holes in the back where the hinges are. This is sealed off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off and get right to what's inside. Alright, so the tape is off, and as you can see, the lid is still stable. Okay, so now let's open her up and see what we've got. Okay, now as you can see, unlike the previous kit, I have nothing on the inside of the lid. The reason, I'm waiting to get some strip magnets to put the hooks and everything up here. In the meantime, I have the hooks in the kit right here. You can do this too. All I did was take a piece of packaging tape, lay them all down, and then take another piece and lay it on top to seal it, and then I cut around the edges so it would fit better. A little fishing packet. I still have the alcohol prep pad. Okay. I have, and before they were in duct tape, now they are in plastic wrap and then taped. This is the 4 Tylenol. Still in very good shape. I added, and this was from FrogTac, I liked the idea, a mini spool of Gorilla Tape. This is about 2 feet, about 24 inches, wrapped around this piece of cardboard. I added a small cork, and I ended up finding this very tiny cork. I have no idea where it originated from, but I filed down the sides so they would be a little bit flatter so it would fit better. This would go along with the fishing kit. I can tie a string around it, create a small groove, and have a cork. That fits nicely. Of course, I have my spool of fishing line still, and I put some electrical tape around it to keep it from unraveling because it started to. And I took the box of razor blades out, but I did remove one razor blade. I put some electrical tape on the edge to keep it from cutting the Tylenol or my little packaging open in here. So I have the one razor blade. I have the needle. I have, and this was from FrogTac's idea, and I absolutely loved it. So I did it. I took some cotton balls, soaked them in candle wax, and now I have 2 field candles, and I'll even demonstrate. Lights just like a little candle, and it'll stay that way for a good long time. So in the field, I might end up wrapping that in plastic or something so it doesn't get all over the inside of this box. I noticed that on this one. I had some wax in here and it kind of coated the inside of the tin, so it wasn't too bad to get off, but it just was a hassle. So I like those. That's a great idea, I think. Field candle in a situation where you need to have a steady flame to get something lit. That provides a good long burn time rather than a quick match. So then, for fuel, like I said before, I have a straw containing a cotton ball or half a cotton ball or whatever. It's labeled cotton. And basically all I did was cinch the ends and use my Bic lighter to waterproof it. So this is completely waterproof. And I know I said I hesitate, but this is waterproof, containing emergency starter for a fire. And I have several other straws in here, and this popped into my head the other day because I've done this before. Not with the straws, but I've made the emergency drink before. But what is in these straws, let me get this last one out, is what it takes to make an emergency electrolyte replacement drink. So I have a straw containing about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, a straw containing about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a straw containing not quite 2 tablespoons, probably closer to 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now, the amazing little thing about these is that in an emergency where I'm dehydrated, or someone's dehydrated, you just boil some water, about a liter, dump all 3 of these in the water, and it automatically becomes an emergency electrolyte replacement drink, kind of like the Gatorade, except without the flavor. So that is very important in an emergency as well, and it fits perfectly inside this kit. Now, as I showed yesterday, the matches and striker, now it looks a little bit different. I had them wrapped with a rubber band, but I flattened them out with some packing tape, and so they would fit better in the tin. So I have 6 waterproofed matches, and then the striker. And then I still have the aluminum foil, and I have 3 fabric bandages. Now, these are a little bit bigger than the ones I had before, and I came to find out, and it's a good thing I opened it up, that the bandages before had gotten wax inside them, and they had lost their adhesiveness. They weren't sticky anymore. That's bad. That wouldn't have worked at all. So I got 3 new ones. No worries. And then, of course, I didn't mention it, but the tin itself is obviously useful. This doubles as a Char Cloth tin because there's little openings in the back. All you would do is throw your cloth in here, not packed tight, but fill it, close it, drop it in the fire, and it will convert that into charred cloth, or charcoal, basically made out of cotton. And that, with the slightest spark, takes a flame. And if you go and watch my fire piston video, I used char cloth in that one, and I made char cloth too. I have a video on that as well. Not a very good video because there was some camera difficulties, but I'll be doing another video on that in the future. So, guys, I think I improved on this quite a bit as far as weight and I guess usability. But I would definitely wanted to thank Frogtex Gear Sanctuary for the ideas, and I definitely think he's doing a good thing. And his kit was different. Don't get me wrong. He did not have a fishing kit. He had a couple hooks, I believe, but as far as like a full with lures and a spinner and everything else, I took the field candles, but the straws with the electrolyte replacement and the cotton, that's mine. The razor blade, he had a razor blade in his. Of course, I already had one in mine. I just took the box out and replaced it with one. And his needle was more heavy duty, which I like. I might try and find a heavier duty needle, but this one will do for now. Of course, I have the cork too. So his ideas and my ideas together create one really nice kit. You always want to make sure to personalize. Okay? Always make sure to personalize. Now, you could also have a modern kit and a survival kit. Now, modernized like a suburban kit or a city kit or whatever, which I don't really have much use for those because I don't really venture into the city too often. But you could have a 20 in here, an extra car key in case you lock yourself out, whatever, something that would help you there. So that's an idea, which I'm not going to go towards that. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out the Bible verse in the description box below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks, guys.